Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Pony Cast. On today's episode of the Pony Cast, we are talking about the episode Once Upon a Zeppelin. This episode number, season 7. What was the episode
22.
number? Season 7, episode
22 of the old pony show.
And on this episode, there's a Zeppelin, and she gets on it. And
yes.
Who else is on it? Well, that's a spoiler.
Yeah, the end. Goodbye.
Yep.
I really liked this episode. It was an episode focusing on Twilight and her family and no one else. And yeah, she got to hang out with characters that, we know about, Princess Cadence and Shining Armor, and also get to see her parents and what they're like, and it was cool.
Yeah. Is this the first time that we've seen Twilight's parents?
I think it's the first time they've had speaking roles. We've seen them before, I think.
Well, how about that? Yeah, this is one of those episodes that I ended up seeing twice somehow, and both times I liked it. It was cool.
Yeah, it's BronyCon the episode. It's about Tara Strong, the pony, going around trying to have fun with her family and friends in public and being unable to because she's a walking, talking, look at me show. Like, she can't escape the public.
Oh my god, it's just like when me and Nate, chased down Andrea Lidman at one of them. We saw her in the hall, like that annoying fan pony in this episode. That was us. We saw her across the convention, and we, bolted through, waves of people, zigzagging through lines and stuff. We, ran across, and we stopped her. It's like, we caught you. We found you. We're too good to pay the fee for the autograph line that you just got out of like everyone else. We're just gonna attack you in public. And, sorry.
Incredible. Was that, the first, BronyCon where, the Horseshoe Crew was together? Before I was there?
I think so. I was at 2 of them, and I can never remember what happened at which one.
I was at the second one.
I know, yeah.
So
I think at the second one, I got lost for a whole day. I ended up hanging out with I Love Kim Possible a lot for 3 hours.
Yeah.
That might have happened at both of them. I just wander off a lot. Anyways, good old times in Pony World.
Yeah. So this episode was interesting on both those fronts. It's seeing how, because I'm trying to think when they wrote this, there's probably a few cons that happened, and bronies and the way they act in public had been understood and known by the writers and the voice actresses and stuff, and they're oh geez, haha, wouldn't it be funny if this was also what the Princess Twilight has to deal with? And we get to see their perspective on it, which is accurate, because people are like that, but they weren't really mean about it. It was kind of nice how the guy that is a nervous wreck, stuttering and sweating all over her is just yeah, she's nice to him because she's not a monster and she's trying her best, and he learns that he's not wanted at some point, and it's just it's all it's just nice. It's just a nice episode. The message is clear and sweet.
Yeah, and yeah.
Yeah.
I got lost. I was thinking because, the people are, voyeuristic and shitty because people are, but it's not really their fault. They're just kind of, they were told one thing, and
yeah.
So there you go. Because Twilight, she just wanted to hang out with her family. She thought it was a regular cruise, but she gets on, and it turns out that, there's a familiar voice on the old sound machine. Speaker is what they're called.
It's Iron Will, the big bulky man.
Yeah, and it turns out that this isn't just a regular cruise. This is look at Twilight's whole life cruise. And it was all set up by Mr. Iron Will. He's back, and we haven't seen him since season 2 or something.
I think.
So how about
yeah,
that?
I think it may have been that long ago. What is this guy? he's like, they call him a manipulator, and I guess it's true. But he was never like a villainous villain. He was just sort of, like a guy who has, what do you call him? Like a certain code, like a pirate code. Like, he's a bad guy, but you can get him. You can understand him.
I think a manipulator is closely related to a minotaur. They're like sister species.
Oh, because they sound the same?
Oh, no. Stupid as shit. Oh, fuck.
Quality jokes.
That was so gamer Stafford.
I'm trying to look through my notes. I liked the characterization. There's a big word. I liked how they made like Twilight's mum really adventurous and stuff, and how the dad said, "Oh, I love graphs and spreadsheets." And I was like, okay, now we know.
Yeah, and like Cadence was even like likable and down to earth and kind of relatable in this episode, and
yeah, she had a kid, and like the kid wasn't annoying. It was just
she's
like
a mommy.
It's like the family dynamic with all of them. Like, it could have easily been like, "Oh no, I'm embarrassed by my parents" episode, or "Oh no, something family problems. Learn to be friends with your family as well as with your friends." But no, they're just like, they are like a good family together. They have a good relationship, and it's just nice to see.
And if you remember back to when like Cadence was first introduced in like the season 2 episode finale or whatever, where everyone thought she looked stupid as shit because she was like weirdly lankily designed. Lankily, it's not a word. But back then, and for a long time, the character didn't quite fit. But in this episode, it all kind of works, and you get this feeling like, yeah, of course, that's Twilight's family, that's Cadence, yeah, of course. It was nice. It worked.
Yeah, It was good. There's nothing bad to say about this episode. It's a good episode. You should go watch My Little Pony. If you don't watch My Little Pony, what are you doing watching this?
My favorite part was when, because once Twilight, this was a nice little character study, where once Twilight realizes that all these people have been scammed by Iron Will into thinking that it's a Twilight cruise, and she herself has now basically had her privacy taken from her by Iron Will, but she tries to do the noble thing and the self-sacrificing thing, and she just kind of goes with it for a while, and she's like, yeah, I guess it's a me cruise now, and she kind of gives up all of her free time with her family, and she gets more and more frustrated, and the scene that I really liked was where it gets to the point where she misses the one thing she was looking forward to, which is like the Northern Lights star things, and she misses it, and she's got this like Stan who's following her around for the whole episode, and she just starts crying and yelling and screaming and like blows up on this guy and like steps on his hoof, which was an accident, but it's funnier if it's not an accident. She just kicked him, and it looked really violent too. It's like his whole hoof turned red,
bloated and went red.
Like she broke something. He was crying, and she was saying, I'm the princess. Off with your head, you fucking maggot. How dare you stand so close to my fucking estrus cunt absorbing my precious heat. That's my precious heat. It's only for my family. Get out of here, bitch. Dick. And then she sent him packing. But then she apologized, and I guess that was okay, too.
Yeah. I liked how every time, she was sacrificing her free time with her family to do all this stuff, just so that they wouldn't get harassed and stuff. Even though they kind of liked it, like Twilight's parents were kind of into it, like, oh yes, haha, we have famous daughters. She did all that stuff, and her family was like, dude, you don't need to. We want you to have fun too. Like, they weren't oblivious to it. They weren't stupid about it. They were all just very sensible. And Twilight was like, no, I gotta do it. And obviously it was a bad idea, but it didn't feel like anyone was an idiot, which is nice. I like it when the ponies feel like people, because that's a realistic situation where you have to balance one thing with another, and you don't know what to do. You got to pick one.
Yeah, because I relate to that, because I do that with my family. Like, I'm very paranoid about my friends or my family being in my videos or being on the internet at all. I always give them, like, fake names. I get kind of uncomfortable if I realize that something is up with personal details in it, because you want to spare your family from this horrible, like, e-fame thing as much as possible. Like, even if they wouldn't have a problem with it, I don't want it for them.
Yeah. It's like, they don't know the extents to which it can become a problem.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Twilight goes too far. And then they do the lovely thing where they make her paper stars and stuff. And she sees the stars and it's like, oh, I love my family. And then the family's like, oh, we love you. And it's like, everyone loves each other. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, were you there the other night when I came in the Discord server and was, like, ranting like a maniac about My Little Pony?
Which one? Which one of the many rants? The My Little Pony themed rants. You've done, like, one or two. Like, recently.
I feel like it was recently, because, on one of the episodes of this, I talked about, a story. The one we did live, I told a story about, like, when I got into those 70s drugs and went fucking apeshit.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that happened again. I got into the 70s drugs, and I watched, like, a random episode from Season 8, which is, like, the season beyond what we're on now. And it was, like, one of the later episodes. It was called, like, The Sounds of Silence or something. And this is a spoiler for when we get to that episode in about a year on this show. But I watched that Season 8 episode, and I lost my fucking mind. I was, like, moved to tears that the show is, like, so good. It was, like, such a good episode, I think. In that state, it seemed like it. And I was just, like, freaking out. Like, I like, went on the internet, and, because I started yelling at all of you guys, like, holy fucking shit, I can't believe this show, 8 years in, and it's so alive.
Oh, I do remember that.
It's so alive. There was this, like, amazing song, and the song had, like, fucking, like, 5 verses. Like, it just kept going and building and getting grander, and I'm like, what is happening right now? Like, I felt like I was on a water slide into a crystal dimension. Like, just when I thought, like, oh my god, this song can't get any more song, there was, like, a whole other verse, and these people, they were, like, these, like, I think, like, these cloven-hooved, like, deer creatures. Like, they almost looked like the deer from that fighting game that Lauren Faust made, and they were, like, magic or something, and they couldn't talk, but then one of them wanted to talk, and she sang this incredible song, this fucking, this operatic fucking, music thing, and I was like, ah! And my skin on my face slowly melted, revealing a fucking skeleton underneath. It was like my skin melted off my face like the Ark of the fucking Covenant. It was awesome.
I'm hyped for Season 8, I guess.
I fucking love this show. I can't believe it's still good.
Yeah,
like, that's what blew me away about it. Like, just that the episode, like, 8 years into it, was still so, like, vibrant, and there was still so much energy, and, like, that they were still introducing a whole new race and, like, a whole new aspect of the world and the lore, like, in the 8th season. I was like, this is one of the greatest cartoons ever made, and no one will ever appreciate it.
Yep.
Because of, you know...
Because of the funny...
fandom.
The funny fucking fandom.
Yeah.
I can imagine a lot of Season 8 is like... You know, this is the last time I assume that the animation studio, DHX or whatever, has, with this license. Like, they're gonna do Gen 5, and it's gonna be probably some other, like, really cheap piece of shit, and that, you know, the Hasbro probably doesn't know what they're doing, and it's gonna be terrible. And, like, DHX is like, okay, this is our last season, we've got to put everything we possibly can into it, because it's gonna be, you know... We like making this show. Like, you can tell, they still like making this show, and that's really cool. So yeah, I'm hyped for that. And this episode was good as well.
What a good-ass show. What a good-ass goddamn fucking What a bunch of good-ass fucking goddamn great fun fucking bullshit.
Yeah. Fun fucking bullshit.
Yeah, it's my next theme month.
That should be all themed months. That should be every month.
Well, 2 thumbs up. I mean, 2 hooves up.
Yeah. Oh, wait. We got the what do you call it when it's like the token black guy? The token nitpick. That we got the token nitpick of the episode.
Oh shit.
Here it comes. Near the end, when Iron Will jumps off and he goes his parachute, and that's pretty fucking sick. And he goes and he's got an advert on the top of his parachute for himself. And then they're going still on the Zeppelin, but who's driving? Who's driving that Zeppelin? Is it gonna crash into Canterlot? Did they all die?
Oh my god.
There's no explanation given. The goat is gone as well. They just crash.
Well, that's one hell of a nitpick. Changes my perspective on the whole episode. Is it bad now? Shit. I don't know.
Oh, and I love the barrel ride. I want to go in a fucking Hobbit barrel ride down a waterfall.
Yeah. Patreon? Ponycast.
Patreon.com/ponycast. Pledge.
We forgot to make an episode for a whole month.
I mean, so. it's per episode, so don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. The episodes, you'll get the episodes, and then you'll get charged for those only. So we can go like 100 months without putting an episode, and you won't even lose anything. So you should pledge right now.
You'll be on your deathbed when you're fucking 80, and for the first time in 50 years, a fucking notification will come, and there'll be an episode of this show, Season 8, Episode 1, and you'll fucking shit yourself and die.
Because you'll be old enough to shit yourself on command.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's not even impossible. You can schedule, like, YouTube videos to come out, like, years ahead.
Yeah.
You can make something appear in, like...
Your famous series. Stuff on my desk.
Yeah, shit on my desk yearly. The third installment will be coming out at some point. I forget when, but that's the funniest thing I've ever done. And it will be a joke.
It is. That is like a work of art. I don't know how you would, like, quantify that to, like, put it in a museum and say that some guy did this, but it's really clever.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay. That's ponies.
Yep. Goodbye.